Well, after the holiday weekend is all said and done, we now hit the month of June, and now we hit the summertime in the Sim500 FEG Xfinity Series season as Barney, the flagman, waves the checkered flag on practice right now, and we get ready to go racing. It's round number 13 of this Sim500 Ford Entertainment Group Xfinity Series season from the Iowa Speedway virtually on iRacing. We appreciate you joining us tonight for this 140-lap race on this near 1 mile oval out in the middle of Iowa. An awesome track to go watch a race at, and we get to do so tonight here on the Captain Esports Network. We appreciate everybody for being a part of the ride. I'm the captain as we get you ready for 140 laps of racing. As always, default weather in play for the Sim500 League. And we're going to be in the middle of the daytime, so look forward to seeing some great racing as we got nearly 30 cars in the Virtual Xfinity Series here from the FEG Ford Entertainment Group, allowing us to go racing tonight. Point standings for the series. 18 drivers make the playoffs, and we're just 4 races from the playoffs. And looking at it, Daniel Falkingham has been the dominant one. He had a huge winning streak that was snapped by the guy that is second in points entering tonight, and that is Pedro Mohica. He actually has 2 wins, so I'm about to check and see if this is accurate for the website, but either way, Pedro is second in points, I promise you that, and we'll see how that all transpires. I might have, you know what, I guess it helps. Let's do this real quick. You're going to see it update in the middle of the screen. It helps when I update it. There we go. There's your updated points on the screen. Just when you think you have everything right, sometimes you get humbled. So there's those points for you. And then looking at the battle for the wheel, and what I mean by that is Ford Entertainment Group is putting up a direct drive CSL wheel that the person who completes the most laps is going to run. Everybody has now fallen to outside the perfect range, basically. But the leader now in the pack, Josh Adams, 1,466 laps completed so far in the series. We'll see tonight if he can make it, what would that be, 1,906 when it's all over with this evening. So, no, that would be a 500-lap race, Chris. So how about 1,606? That sounds better. All right. Yeah, I went to school in Florida. There's my excuse for the math. Let's get ready to go do some racing. They're out there qualifying right now on the grid. And let's see how we look as of right now. How about this? Doy Woods on the pole right now. A pretty good lap of a 28:12. Jimmy Coleman out there running laps right now. There we go. Iowa, a very fun track that was built back in the 2009 season and has not been touched since then. Track is obviously worn in into its old character with multiple degrees of banking, built by, well, it was sort of built by Rusty Wallace. He helped design it, basically, and he put his own design out there on the track and made it what it is today. It is an awesome track and a great place to watch some racing. Like I said, I went to, I think it was 2013. I went with a couple of iRacing buddies over to Iowa, watched a truck race there. And what's kind of interesting is on the backstretch, if you look closely some of the cameras, you might be able to see the gas station that sits back there. And it's kind of funny, a couple of months ago, before all this whole gas stuff ballooned, and I'm not going to get into that whole thing, but it was funny. I was like, man, we'll never see gas prices that high again. Oops. You can blame me for that one too, I guess. Just like everybody blames the cautions on me and stuff when I jinx them. Hey, Bob Gillenwater out on track. Let's see what the Beast TV Chevy Camaro, or Camaro as some say. See, he crosses line first lap, 24:12 it looks like up there for the 4 car. Tom Dreiling with a 24:23, and there's Mohica jumping to the top with a 24:01, and Daniel says, I'll see that 01 with a flat. 24 flat, good lap for him. Brian Macklin goes to third with a 24:05. In practice, the top 25 cars were all within a whopping 0.6 of a second of each other, which is pretty impressive at this track. So we got about 13 seconds left in qualifying. I do not see really anyone else on track. Kevin D. Brown is parked there over there in turn number 3 and 4, so I think that's going to do it for us here in qualifying. There we go. Checkered flag waves. Congratulations to Mr. Falkingham on the pole again this evening, as we'll go out there for the warm-up. This should not take long. Should be about a minute or so. As cars will roll out there on the track. So as you see the D-shaped oval, they'll come down the front straight over there into turn 1 with the multiple degrees of banking here. As a matter of fact, let's take a ride, as long as you don't wreck, with Daniel Falkingham. He comes off turn 4 here, can get very loose there with the transition. Down the front straightaway, about 150 mile an hour. You want to bring it down to the bottom, though. Very bumpy right here where the tunnel is. You want to wait to get on the throttle until after those bumps. Bring it off of turn 2. You can get loose there on new tires down here, and it's kind of hard to find your mark there, but you can bring it to the bottom. But the top side, believe it or not, is the way to go around this track. He's actually going to come to pit road and practice his pit stall. Yes, you will knock that cone over tonight at one point, and he must have done a pretty good job of that, or felt pretty good. But this is everybody just kind of finding their pit stall. And just like that, we're done. Starting lineup for tonight's FEG Xfinity race from the Virtual Iowa Speedway sees Daniel Falkingham on the pole tonight, a 24:005. He will start next to Pedro Mohica, the two big winners so far this season. They'll start 1 and 2. Brian Macklin, Glenn Campbell will start row number 2. E.J. O'Rourke, the Daytona winner, makes an appearance. He'll start in row 3 alongside Georgia's Chad Coleman. Bob Gillenwater, Jimmy Coleman, no relation to Chad, will start 7th and 8th. Doy Woods looked pretty good at practice. We'll see what he can do tonight. He'll start next to the 6th of Mike Mondesi. Lance Ripka and Charles Woods, they'll take row number 6.
Appreciate everybody coming out.
Appreciate you. Row number 7 is where we'll see Tom Dreiling and Brian Wertman. Good dude right there. Brian, somebody I've raced with pretty much my whole life on iRacing. Richard Beasley and Jose Speedy Gonzalez will start 16th. Joey Jatina, Eric Arnold, they'll start in the 9th row. Row 10, Jeff Ryan and the dude that has completed the most laps this season right there, Josh Adams, will start 20th. Ron Holyfield and Andrew Teft, the last car to actually qualify with a time, will start their 22nd. The rest of these cars did not run a qualifying lap. Kevin DeBrown, Chuck Sweeting there in row number 12. Row 13, Tommy Ryan, Josh Parker, who's used to starting in the back. Randy Oakham, Steve Herring, and Doug Sigmund will be your 29 starters in the race. Now this is an over 1 mile or over a half-mile track, so I believe the pace car will pull off here in turn 4. Nope, we'll get one more lap here, or else it hung a left right there. So one more lap before we get the green flag here. And I appreciate everybody joining us tonight here on the Captain Esports Network. If you're watching on Facebook, if you're watching on Twitch, if you're watching on Facebook too, like Ron Schutte up there, crew member for the Hattori Racing Team. Appreciate Mr. Schutte helping us watching tonight. $140 laps will make the 70, or the distance tonight. Lap 70 is halfway, and Eric Arnold has had an issue and has brought that old school Kellogg's paint scheme to pit road. Not sure what happened there. So as you see, the top side, Daniel Falkingham is taken for the start of this race. Strategy is going to play a role in that as the pace car rolls in. We're 12 races deep into the Sim500 season. It's race number 13 from the Virtual Iowa Speedway as we go racing. Green flag in the air. Let's go. Our onboard into the wall, the 44, Glenn Campbell. And somehow they saved it. And off turn 4, Falkingham leading lap 1. And as I was starting to say, our cameras tonight on board, presented by TrackCams22.com. You can check out their website, Facebook, and the iRacing forums. You get the closest thing to real-life cameras you'll see on TV broadcast right here in front of you. Passing going on everywhere here. Got some cars blinking a little bit. At 25, that's Lance Ripka. You're going to see there on the inside of the 6 of Mike Mondesi. The 10 of Richard Beasley. Tom Dreiling making a second straight start there for him as he rolls the top side there in that 23. Like I said, that top, Beasley, hold on. That's very easy to do in that corner because of the transition of banking. Eric Arnold has taken his car behind the wall. Not sure what happened, but not a good night for the 31 car. Look at this, Josh Parker already up 11 spots from the start of this race. He's like, hey, Mom, watch this. Passing the postman there in the 40 car. Charles Woods there. Arnold Speedy Gonzalez there on the outside of Richard Beasley. That's not the groove around Iowa here. You do not want to go up there in turn 1 and 2. With those bumps, it will hurt your car dramatically. This is the corner you want to go to the top side at. Look at him roll the top. Going to stay ahead of Kevin DeBrown and get the run down the straightaway here. E.J. O'Rourke under attack. Here comes Gillen Water. Bob making the pass for position as you arrive at EJ. Hear him slowly roll the throttle. You really can't get into the throttle until you get through those bumps. Those bumps can really upset your car and send it up the track, and it is not a good feeling when that happens. Like I said, a very close field here tonight. You have 29 cars and 3/4 of the field all within 0.6 of a second with each other. This is where you're going to see racing like this right here. Here's the boss man, Jatina, inside the 25 of Ripka. The 23 there behind him of Dryland, Speedy Gonzalez there, and right in front, Glenn Campbell in the 44. Up ahead there, you see Mondesi just made a move on Doy Woods on the top side. So now you're seeing Iowa spread out to what this track can really do. So why not have the top series in racing just take all the races away from the track? Great idea. Well, across the line, complete lap 10 already. Lap times are going to fall off some good 2-3 seconds before this run is over with. And with them trying to get to lap 70 with 100% fuel, you are going to need to save those 4 fuel goods on your car. If you're going to see some people try maybe a short pit strategy, you're going to try to see people probably go the full distance to lap 70 to get the bonus points for the stage. As you see Doy looking underneath Jimmy Coleman here, the 54 car. See that Ford down there porpoising over the bumps. And caution is out for the first time. I'm not seeing any action. Chuck Sweeting has come to pit road. Looks like missing the wreck. So I'm not sure who exactly the caution is for. Let's see if we can take a look real quick here. Oh, right there. Dreiling and Jeff Ryan look like maybe have come together. Let's rewind this real quickly and take a look again. There's some contact up ahead. Oh, Dreiling and Josh Adams running for the same real estate. Jeff Ryan gets a piece of it. And it looks like some damage on the rear. The 23 is going to bring out the caution here for the first time. Look at it one more time. It's one of those things where I think Adams wanted the middle groove, and I think Dreiling went to drop down maybe to take that groove also, and just a racing situation here. Jeff Ryan, unfortunately, going to be the victim of the back end of Mr. Dreiling, and thankfully that could have been a lot worse than it really was. So caution out for the first time. No, we do have some pit takers, and one of those cars on pit road includes Mr. Mohica, who has come to pit road for I believe 4 tires and fuel here. Interesting strategy. We're going to step away for just a quick second. We'll come back and get you more racing here from the Virtual Iowa Speedway as you're watching the FEG Xfinity Series on the Captain Esports Network.
This is your chance to get behind the wheel. The opportunity to race just like the pros. From the grassroots levels, where we all got our start, to the most popular race cars on the planet. From the fairgrounds of Nashville to the high banks of Daytona, to tracks that will never be forgotten. Realistic driving, intense competition, all from the comfort of your own home. This is the ultimate motorsports simulation. This is iRacing.
All right, back at the Iowa Speedway we are. Beginning of that spot there, you notice Mr. Rajay Caruth putting his gloves on and stuff. Got to give him a big old shout out. How about that top 10 at Gateway yesterday in a truck race? He definitely went out there and earned it, I'd say. So great job on his part. Congratulations, and I think you're going to see him get off my screen in the very near future. Want to remind you again, the wheel that is being given away to the driver that completes the most laps tonight, or not tonight, but throughout the season, will get a brand new Fanatec CSL Direct Drive wheel. So we'll see who can pull that off here in just a few weeks. As we're just a couple weeks actually from the playoffs starting. And that is, of course, brought to you by the Ford Entertainment Group. Appreciate to all the hard work that the men and women do there at the Ford Entertainment Group. They specialize in sim racing and sim flight gaming machines with over 3,500 PCs built for sim racers and sim flight pilots. All FEG PCs come with a front-to-back warranty on every part, as well as free labor. Everything is covered. PC. All right, still under caution here. 16 laps complete. Should see the lights go off here. And see Daniel Falkingham, Brian Macklin, Bob Gillenwater, E.J. O'Rourke, Jimmy Coleman. Now your top 5, the first of the new shoes, we'll call them, will be back here in the 17th position. We'll have to watch Pedro Mohica, Richard Beasley, who I'm not sure if he took tires. He might have just topped off fuel. Ron Holyfield, Josh Parker, Joey Jatina. All were on pit road. Glenn Campbell spent a little bit of time on pit road. He's still in the lead lap. Sigmund and Adams on pit road. As for Tom Dreiling, he looks like he's a lap down now, and so is Jeff Ryan. Tyler Dalton only ran 2 laps, by the way. It took his car behind the wall, so not sure what's happened to the 19. He's usually a pretty good hot rod in this race. All right, pace car pulling back in as we'll see the green flag back out. And Daniel catching Brian sleeping a little bit there as Brian tried to get the jump. He's going to stack him up to turn 1. It allows E.J. O'Rourke to slide into P2. Now, you want to see how much a tire difference you're going to see? Well, let's watch how quick. Oh, we got a little stack up here. One car in the apron, Josh Parker. Watch how quick Mohica runs through this field here with these new tires. I looked up on camera. I saw about 4 wide. I saw one car in the apron. I'm like, whoa. Andrew Teff there in that 21 car, the Thrustmaster Mobile. There's Pedro already up to the 13th position, working past Ripka there in the 25. Charles Woods working the top side there on Tommy Ryan. Tommy usually pretty sporty. He's been having some good runs the last few weeks. See if he can work his way up through the field after his rough start tonight. Now a little contact there. Got to be careful with that. Up here, 93, Kevin DeBrown inside of Jose Gonzalez. That is a battle for the 9th position here as we ride with the Smash Burger Mobile. If you've never had a Smash Burger, go find one somewhere. It's really good. Up front, look at this. E.J. O'Rourke doing something that hardly anybody's done all season. Well, for a second. And that was past Daniel Buckingham. He had his one corner of fame right there, we'll call it. EJ might try to cross over here. Not able to get to him close enough, though. Oh, boy. We have a super speedway hack in the channel. Mohica running with the 4 fresh tires inside the 6. Got Gonzalez there with him already up to the 8th position after restarting 17th. Watching those guys on the fresh tires, and got this battle back here with 14th, 15th, 16th. Tight racing here so far. .25 laps in the books. O'Rourke still putting the pressure on Daniel up front there. Macklin's falling back about a second. And then you got Gillenwater leading this pack of, well, everyone else in the field. Mohica going to the extreme bottom here, trying to pass Chad Coleman. He's got Jimmy in front of him there. I take the elevator. Chuck Sweeting under attack here as Jatina goes by, and Josh Parker in the Harvick mobile there, as he likes to always start in the back and work his way through the field. Up to 13th right now, including with that caution that happened a minute ago. And Macklin's starting to work his way in. You wonder, Daniel has had some issues in recent times on these medium-style bank tracks with his handling of either pushing the tires too much or whatever. You wonder if Daniel's done it again here. Oh, I'm great. Good to see you. got to wonder if he wore his tires out maybe a little bit here. That's allowed O'Rourke and Macklin to come in here, or if he's backed up to them to maybe save a little tire. I know that's killed him the last couple of weeks, and it's allowed Mohica to get in here and steal the wins from him. But tonight could be a different night. See if Daniels learned from those last couple of misfortunes. I know he was very angry at himself the last couple of weeks for finishing in the top 3. It must be a good feeling to have that feeling. It's better than the number I had a couple seasons. The last season was like the 934 or something. Yes, for those watching in chat, I do like to chat with the viewers, so it's part of the fun of calling the race. You guys are a part of this also. So we ride with Parker down to turn 3. Letting it roll down to the bottom here. Very tough to get off this corner from right here without a car maybe sliding up beside you there. But you just let the car drift up the track. And a pass for second as Macklin might be showing a little long run speed here. He's gone by O'Rourke. For the position. And Mohica with the fresher fuel goods there to the inside. He'll take the spot away. There's racing everywhere. I'm trying to catch all the passes for you guys. Campbell about hip checked the 93 there a second ago. Iowa living up to its name here as we're about 35 laps from the halfway point, which will give away the bonus points again. 10 down to 1. If you finish in the top 10, you will get yourself a bonus point up to the leader at halfway that gets 10 bonus points. Mr. Bossman looking good tonight in the 14 car. Jatina there inside, Chad Coleman. The month of June for this FEG Xfinity Series is all about tracks that really aren't on the Cup schedule that you're going to see. So this week we're at the Iowa Speedway. Next week we go to Kentucky. As we're on the road to the playoffs. Up front, Mohica going for second. Had to slide up there a little bit, not able to get the run. And what has caught me off guard so far is that top groove has not really come to life in turn 3 and 4 like I thought it would. I know it will wear the tires out till it gets rubber up there as both the cars get loose. I say that as Daniel goes up there. And Mohica is going to slide through there. Mohica dives it underneath here. You see Macklin right there, about 2/3 of a groove up. Falkingham running that top groove as the battle for the lead. Fuel-wise, 100%, so they're going probably to at least lap 70, which is very possible in this league. These guys do a great job of green flag running. We had a rare caution there a few minutes ago. Very good series to cover and fun to be a part of here. Let's see if Pedro can take advantage of the 39 here. Down into turn 1. So we got this battle going on. We got Jimmy and Josh back here with Joey, Holy Jays, Batman. We got this going on here. This is about 6th, 7th, and 8th, and 9th. And we got this gaggle of a mess back here, about 10th through 15th. Still got 26 cars on the lead lap, 2 cars a lap down, 2 cars behind the wall at the 40 lap mark. So the question here is, do we consider this a win for Mohica, going to take tires and getting back out here and not taking the lead? Because he was running second to Daniel when he came to pit road. You almost think he needs to get to the lead here for this to be successful. And here he comes, the 58 and the 39, almost sliding up. That is such a tough pass to make here at Iowa, because the different transitions of banking, where it goes all the way from 12 to 15 to the top, you're actually sliding across 3 degrees of banking coming off turn 4 there, and it can get the car real loose. Not to mention you're cranking the wheel left right here. That's where you see a lot of cars getting loose off turn 4, and I, for one, have fallen victim to the spin here 100 times at least. That's why I'm better off in the booth. I can't spin anyone out, including myself. Coming back again. Thanks, sir. Gotta be very patient on the throttle here. Let's see, Pedro going to drop it to the bottom again. See right there, I've brought this up the last couple of weeks. See how Pedro's sticking that left front nose out in the air a little bit. It's allowing him to get this run into the corner. Ryan Macklin's like, I want a piece of this. Oh, hold on a second. Like right there, you can see that little bit of strip right there where Pedro drops his left part of his nose out. That's been the difference here these last couple of weeks. We're going to see a fender get used here. Pedro's trying to pack air on him. I mean, how close is he really? That's not the camera I wanted. There we go. He's there. Pedro going to try jump topside on him. Didn't work. Daniel used a little bit of a diamond to help himself out there. Pedro's doing everything he can right now. Oh, see how crossed up he was right there? Nice. Well, while this continues, let's check back on some other fighting going on here, because there's fighting going on. As Bob Gillenwater here inside Josh Parker. A battle for 5th. 17 laps to go here in this, we'll call it a stage. more to the halfway point. And the only racing we're going to get to see at Iowa this season on TV is going to be Indy cars. That'll be their doubleheader later on this season, I believe, during the summertime. So 55 laps complete, 15 to go before we get to as Jatina gets past not Falkingham, but Gillenwater. So Daniel's actually starting to stretch it out. 4/10 now over Pedro, so Pedro might have burnt those tires up trying to get up there to him. So that could be a factor to think about later on in this race, is that was about a 12-lap run at the beginning of the race that he replaced his tires with. '54 in the Coleman battle here. Chad and Jimmy, non-related, going after each other here for 8th and 9th. I mean, there's great racing everywhere around this track. Tommy Ryan there to 99. He's worked his way to the top 10 after starting 26th. So 60 laps in the books here in the FEG Xfinity Series. Round number 13 tonight here from the Virtual Iowa Speedway. We'll give away some bonus points here in just a moment, but as you see, Daniel is starting to stretch it out on Pedro. He might have worn out that right front. Very easy to do at this track. Or he could have been cooling his tires down to make another run. One of the two could have been happening here. So far, fastest lap of the race is in the 24s. And we're down in the 25.5s right now. So actually, tire wear not as bad as you usually see at this track. As Chad Coleman working the inside now of the 4 car. You see the 99 to 54 also battling it out here. This is the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th positions on track. About 4 to 5 seconds from the leader. Oh, hold on, Chad. And we got a pit stop here. Jose Gonzalez on pit road here. I don't think this is a scheduled pit stop. I could be wrong. But Jose's kind of saying, you know what, I'm not worried about the bonus points. Just get me tires and fuel. It might be more of a short pit type deal here. You see the pit time down there at the bottom. And he's going to pull away 15 flat. So that was a scheduled pit stop, it looks like, for Mr. Gonzalez, who's going to drive through about 50 stalls on his way out on the track. Chad getting loose there again on that bottom. Very easy to do at this track. Top side, you get the 54 there. Jimmy Coleman and Bob Gillenwater there. These guys still about 5.5 seconds back now from the lead. The lead has settled down. It's now a half second from Daniel Falkingham to Pedro Mohica. So we're going to have to say that Pedro's going to be probably pretty disappointed because of the situation there of him trying to get tires to maybe steal the stage win and get the lead from Daniel, but it has not worked at all. But back here, these guys are fighting for the stage points. And there is no caution, by the way, for the end of the stage. They keep racing the whole entire time. Looking around, this is easily the best battle on the track. These 5 cars underneath a blanket as Daniel comes across the line. He'll have a final lap here for this 10 bonus points. Once again, he'll likely get. He works his way down the back straightaway. See it about 0.6 of a second. As he brings her off turn number 4. And across the start-finish line right there, he'll see himself get 10 bonus points. And all these cars here going for it. Gillenwater edges out Tommy Ryan for 2 points to 1 there. So all 10 of those cars right there. As you see the 89 going a lap down of Steve Herring. It's actually the 98 car, but got the right numbers. And Brian Macklin coming to pit road. Here comes the first of the leaders in. This should cycle everybody to pit road. Josh Adams coming in. Yep, right on cue. Get to the halfway point. Come get tires. And it looks like a special paint scheme there with the American Lung Association. I think is on the car there, the 30. Right side tires on. And Brian pulls away 14-8. Good stop there. Mike Monacy's on pit road, the 6. Leader still out on track right now. There goes Josh Adams with that nose damage he got from that earlier accident. Pedro coming back to pit road. They have 3 sets of tires to work with in this race. So he is going to fall a set behind here. And if a caution comes out later, could play a big role. He wants this race to stay green for a while. Probably till be about a lap 110, 100 to 110. Would be his best situation right now. Kevin DeBrown on pit road. So is Doy Woods. Unfortunately, no view of the pit crews, but at least we'll know right side tires going on. You see the car lifting up. Left side's about to go on right about now. 4 tires, fuel, and he going. So you would think that would trigger Daniel to pit road, and it sure did not. So he stays out here. He's going to play the long run game, I think, and if he doesn't pit, I'd say in the next 2 or 3 laps, he's probably going to run his tank out and pit then. So E.J. O'Rourke now second position as Charles Woods comes to pit road. Joey Jatina third. Parker Coleman And I think Tommy Ryan missed pit road, I think. Well, let's take a look. Oh, yeah, he did. He's going to bring her in this time, and if I remember correctly, I don't think Tommy ran a practice lap, so that could have been a situation where he wasn't able to practice the entrance to pit road, and this one's not an easy one to get to. All right, Bob Gillenwater on pit road as the Beast TV number 4 car. Tommy Ryan, as I mentioned. Ron Holyfield, we haven't said his name tonight. Jeff Ryan also on pit road. Tires and fuel here. There goes Mr. Holyfield right there. $14.7 for Gillenwater. It's a good stop there. Lance Ripka, the 125, or the 25 we'll call it, on pit road. Is Daniel's still digging here. I would say I'm not. Whoa, hold on, Beasley. That was a clean save, if you know what I mean. Coming up on the 04 of Doug Sigmund, running in the 11th position right now with the pit stops happening. Here comes Josh Parker, Chad Coleman, Chuck Sweeting now to pit road. 3 of the top 4 drivers in the laps ran category right now for the season. And there goes Josh rolling away. Very confused by this. I believe there's a rule about pit stalls. I've seen a couple of cars go driving through every pit stall on the track. All right, here comes Daniel. The leader's in. Going to bring Jimmy Coleman with him. E.J. O'Rourke will take the lead. Now, if you're O'Rourke, if you're Jatina, if you're any of these cars that maybe had pitted in that first run before that caution came out, I am staying out as long as possible, because if a yellow comes out, oh, how the tide would turn. Four tires, fuel, and there goes the 39. And Jatina on pit road right now. More tires and fuel there. Lap 85. And a 15-3 stop for the 14 car. As E.J. O'Rourke, that personal comfort number 41, leads. Glenn Campbell, Andrew Teft, Brian Wortman. And then the first car right now off of pit road in the lead would be the first car that came to pit road during this run. And it's right there. The 30 car, Brian Macklin. Pedro Mohica is going to be running second, about a second back. There's about a 2-lap separation between these two in their pit stops. So, and here comes O'Rourke to pit road now. Everybody, 4 tires and fuel, should have at least one set of tires. Decent portion of the field are going to have likely 2 sets of tires as we enter this last part of the race as he rolls away. And that leaves Glenn Campbell as the last car left to pit, and here he comes. The 44 is in. as Campbell rolls in, there is your leader, Brian Macklin now. He's got about 7/10 of a second over Pedro Mohica, who's got about 3/10 on Andrew Teff. Brian Wortman is fourth. And then the car of Daniel Falkingham, who went an extra 9 laps on Pedro, an extra 11 laps on Macklin. So logically speaking, you would think that eventually the 39 is going to catch these guys. All right, 50 laps to go. We're going to step away, take a quick break. We'll come back and get you the last 45 to 50 laps of this race right now at the Iowa Speedway. It's the FEG Xfinity Series here on the Captain Esports Network.
This is the world's premier online racing simulation. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat from your home computer with the most realistic online motorsports experience you'll find anywhere. Race virtually in the world's biggest events with officially licensed series, cars, and tracks. From the high banks of Daytona to the blistering speeds of Indianapolis, the dirt of Eldora to the world's most legendary road courses. It's all here, and with more than 180,000 people just like you already driving, you'll always have someone to race. Ready to get behind the wheel? Sign up at iRacing.com to get started.
Less than 50 laps to go here at the Iowa Speedway virtually on iRacing as you're watching the FEG Xfinity Series from Sim500. Brian Macklin crossing your screen right now is your leader by 7/10 of a second over Pedro Mohica. Daniel Falkingham has now moved up to third with Andrew Teff and Brian Wortman, your top 5. Now Teff and Wortman, I believe, still have to pit again in this race. And that'll then cycle Jose Gonzalez, it looks like, up to the 5th position. One caution so far in the race that came at lap 12. Otherwise, it has been clean and green. Some fantastic racing going on throughout the field and throughout this pack. A lot of different tire strategies going on. As we look back here at Chad Coleman trying to get around Tommy Ryan for the 10th position right now. Multiple battles going on. Of course, the main one is that battle for the Fanatec race wheel. It's a CSL direct drive wheel, as a matter of fact, that the person who completes the most laps in this series will win. That battle's going on all season long, and of course that is thanks to the Ford Entertainment Group that specializes in sim racing and sim flight gaming machines with over 3,500 PCs built for sim racers and sim flight pilots. All FEG PCs come with a front-to-back warranty on every parts as well as free labor. Everything is covered PC. Wortman making a pass here on the Teff for the 21 car in the 4th position. The question going to be, when do those cars come to pit road? Here you got battle of reciprocals, 14 and 41. So the 11th position here as you see EJ O'Rourke dive in. Let's bring it up on the screen here. Let's bring up the top 10 of pit stop lap here. So basically this shows what lap everybody pitted on so that you could see where the tire separation is of who has what right now on the track. You see Macklin pitted at lap 71. Mohica pitted at 73. So he's got 2 lap newer tires. And Falkingham there at 82. He's down to 1.7 now on the leaderboard. You got Brian Wortman, he pitted way back at 16, so he should be on pit road here any minute. Teft, obviously, it says he hasn't pitted. That's actual error. Yeah, he might have an illegal fuel tank. Jose Gonzalez there at 63, so most of these guys pitted from about 71 to 82 in this race. So and that's what allows us to see some of this great racing we're seeing here as Josh Parker's brought his 81 to pit road. Josh not having a good run tonight. If you're joining the broadcast tonight, hit that subscribe button or hit the follow button on Twitter or Facebook or on the YouTube pages. We're also watching over on the Facebook page of the Sim500 League. If you're watching over there, hopefully you're enjoying the broadcast. Unfortunately, Brian Wortman is getting chewed up right now as he is going straight backwards with the older tires. Teft has finally come to pit road. And a battle for second. Here comes Falkingham inside of Mohica. Nine-lap pressure tires. The question, did Pedro save enough to try to maybe match up? Pedro slid up a little bit, turn 3, that might hurt him. Daniel's going to slide up and get him right there for a second. You can see Pedro trying to put it right on that line in turn 3 and 4, but it just kind of slid up the track on him a little bit. Richard Beasley on pit road. As the 54 to 4, the 41 to 99, all these guys here, this is all from 5th down to 10th is in this fight right here. Tommy thought 3 wide there for a quick second. Chad Coleman we're on board with in the 38. You see the 99 get a little crossed up. Crossover incoming here potentially. Oh, I thought he was going to get the run off the corner. He did not. Tommy sends it down there, turn 1, going to try to slide up. There's nowhere to go. He sent it down in there. See if he does it again, turn 3 here. He sure does. And Bobby G, unfortunately, going to fall back to at least the 8th position for now. Up front, 0.2 of a second separating Macklin from Daniel. This is easily the best fight on the track right here. .23 there behind Jatina. That is the car of Tom Dreiling, who's involved in the accident there at lap 12. He's a lap down right now in the 24th position. Make that 3 laps down. Tommy going to stick it up the middle, 3 wide here off 2. Oh, 4 wide? No, don't do that here. Brian Wortman did bring his car finally to pit road here. He's likely going to come out a lap or 2 down. But nice strategy attempt there. If he could have got a caution, he'd have been in good shape. Man, these guys are fighting like it's the last lap. Oh, by the way, up front, just happened. Daniel Falkingham to the lead while we were watching that battle. We can actually go back and watch the battle and watch the pass happen here off turn 2. Daniel to the inside. He's been really good on the entrance of 3. And just slides right up there in front of the 30. Tries to cross him over. Fortunately, now the advantage goes to Daniel with the newer tires and that top groove. All right, there he's able to pull away. So now it's a half second as he continues to pull away now. Mohica about 2 seconds back into 3rd position. And then Jimmy Coleman there having a great run in the 4th spot. And then it's this. See, Chad Coleman did get around Jose Gonzalez for 6th. Now, 10 car Beasley, he was on pit road a few minutes ago. He's got newer tires on that car. Tommy going to rip the boards here and make that pass. He'll go 3 wide and get past Gonzalez, and so will Jatina. I think this battle is going to finally be laid to rest when it's over with. I say that, and there's Gillenwater and Gonzalez going at it. Chuck Sweeting there in the 11th spot now. Now Gonzalez has the oldest set of tires out of those on the track right now. .23 to go. And Pedro is going to have a special guest here potentially in a few minutes. And here comes the fresh tires. Or I should correct myself. Jimmy Coleman's going to have a guest here in a second. I got ahead of myself here. Is E.J. O'Rourke going to try to get to 4th position? This is all 11 seconds back. EJ going to take him 3 wide, taking advantage of the lap car. Ron Holyfield into 1. .20 to go. Everybody pretty much staying calm now and running their own race as they try to get in whatever track position they can get here. Josh Adams back here, the 56 car, all beaten up with that front end. There's Doy Woods in the 28. That's a battle not for position. Charles Woods there is in 20th. You got these two here fighting for the 10th position, or 9th, I should say now. Getting a little loose. And one thing that has not happened is this right here. Daniel Falkingham has not gotten away too much from Macklin. Still got 0.7 of a second here considering how much older the tires are on that 30, you would think that Daniel would have just walked away. Meanwhile, these guys fight for 9th still. Tommy Ryan ahead of them. They're in 8th. And then Gonzalez there in 11th position wants to get one of these back. Oh, Chuck almost pushed up the track into him. Very easy to do here. And Chuck does finally clear that 4-car 4 position. And here's the battle that continues on with Jimmy Coleman and EJ O'Rourke. This is for 4th. These guys got about 2 seconds on Chad Coleman, and about 7 seconds ahead is Pedro Mohica. Thirteen laps to go, and of course, as we always like to do here, we like to kind of update where everything stands right now in other Sim500 series. Of course, we have the Cup Series and North Carolina 811 series that runs tomorrow night, as Brian Macklin won the 3rd annual Never Quit 240, fighting for the Burrell Benefit race at Charlotte. This was on the 23rd. Congratulations to Macklin on winning that event there at Charlotte. They will be at Worldwide Technology Raceway tomorrow night on the egg-shaped flat track. That is Gateway. That'll be tomorrow night. And that, I believe, is on the LSR TV channel, so you can check them out there, I believe, on YouTube. And how about this one? Tuesday nights. Here's a new one for you. How about the Super Speedway League? That is going to be kicking off here on June 14th, 2 weeks away. Daytona International Speedway, and I think that's the next-gen car. That'll be on the Virtual Racing Network Tuesday nights. So that'll be an interesting one to be a part of there. And you have the Trans-Service Truck Series. They're going on right now. Their next race will be at Worldwide Technology. That is on the 8th, a Wednesday night. And Tyler Dalton winning at Charlotte there just a couple weeks ago. And then the Midnight Thunder Series, Friday nights. They have 3 races left, and Darlington is where they'll be Friday night for 90 laps of racing there. That is on the Extreme Sim TV channel. And then last but certainly not least, still waiting for the update on what's going to happen here, but they did run a Classic Cup Series on Saturday night. We'll see if that continues on into Saturdays or what will happen next, but that leads us back to Sundays, where we are now here in the FEG Xfinity Series, where we see 8 laps to go, and Daniel Falkingham now out to a 2-second lead, and battling lap traffic here. Of course, if he can go to victory lane tonight, this will be, I'm just going to double check, I think it's win number 10. I usually have the stats in front of me, but I closed the window down accidentally. It will be his 9th win, actually, of the season. And for those doing the math at home, yes, this is race 13. So you can figure out he's won over 3/4 of the races so far. 6 laps to go. And this battle here is not going away for 4th. Both Coleman and O'Rourke have matriculated to the top side. O'Rourke's trying to turn that wheel down and see if he can get to the inside. He's just not able to do it. You saw the car kind of swap ends there for a second. As everybody running pretty much on about 50-lap tires now. Coleman able to hold him off right now, so we got that battle, and it's sort of a battle back here. We got about 5 cars within 2 seconds of each other. But that seems to be pretty settled right now, unless something weird were to happen. Three to go as you see Josh Adams going to be lapped. Oh, and that's going to play a role here on the old lap tracker for the direct drive wheel. That's the leader right now in laps completed in that 56 car going a lap down. As we're seeing, every lap's going to matter this season and how tight that battle is. As Daniel Falkingham will come off of turn 4 and see the white flag, final lap from the Iowa Speedway. Going to be a pretty dominant effort yet again for this number 39 who continues to work on his road to pro, and well, he's going to go to victory lane for a 9th time in the Sim500 FEG Xfinity Series season, and Iowa victory to Daniel Falkingham. And a battle for second as around goes Macklin at the line. Mohica actually got him by about 2/10. Mohica's actually crashed along with Jeff Ryan and Brian Macklin. Let's see what transpired there. Let's see, there's Macklin behind Doy Woods. You got the 58 there, Mohica's right behind him. Oh, Macklin gets loose into the wall, gets into Wortman, and oh no! Loses second place because of it. Well, I'm sure that's going to be disappointing. Brian Macklin, unfortunately, the innocent bystander. Meanwhile, on the front stretch here, Daniel lighting him up. And there might be some kind of filming going on here or something, I think, as they're chasing each other. Alrighty then. Alrighty then. Don't try this at home, kids. Race results. As Daniel wins it by 4.7 seconds over Pedro Mohica, who steals second there on the mistake there by Brian Macklin, who finishes third. Jimmy Coleman, E.J. O'Rourke finished fourth and fifth. Chad Coleman. Joey Jatina finishes seventh. Chuck Sweeting, Tommy Ryan, Bob Gillenwater, your top 10. Jose Gonzalez, 11th. Glenn Campbell, 12th. Mike Mondesi, the last car in the lead lap, in the 13th position. 14th to Josh Adams. 15th, Randy Oakham, Doy Woods 16th, Ron Holyfield 17th, and Andrew Teft finishing in the 18th position. 19th is Doug Sigmund, Brian Wortman 20th, Lance Ripka 21st, Charles Woods, Tom Dreiling 23rd, Steve Herring 24th, Richard Beasley 25th, Jeff Ryan, Josh Parker, Kevin DeBrown did not have a good race tonight. I think that ends his streak of top 3 finishes, unfortunately. And there's Tyler Dalton, ran 2 laps. Eric Arnold went to start the race, unfortunately, must have had something come up there and came to pit road and did not get to the green flag. All right, so we're going to go down here and talk to some drivers. that competed here tonight. I want to see if Macklin is here. If not, we'll talk to look up in my waiting room. I don't see him, so let's grab our fourth place finisher and bring him up here to the booth. Let's get Jimmy up here. Jimmy, I know you didn't finish third tonight. You finished fourth in a great battle there with EJ at the end, but wanted to bring you up. A great run, maybe your best run of the season so far. Congratulations.
I appreciate that, man. Yes, it was, man. That car felt great. I was actually starting to catch and learn a little bit in that long run, and then got in some lap cars, and that kind of held me up there and never could make it up to the end. Me and EJ got a battle a little bit. It was fun running with him, but yeah, overall, it's a great run for the 54 car today.
Did you expect the kind of racing you saw tonight here at Iowa?
Not as racy as it was. I kind of thought it might be one lane, but really that second run coming out of the pits, I could really hold the bottom pretty good for about 10 laps and made up some time. So it wasn't as good. I was expecting it to be worse, actually, so I'm impressed. But a good job to everybody coming out tonight. I hope y'all enjoyed it as much as we did. That's one of the funnest races I've had in a while. So.
Yeah, you definitely saw all the grooves open up, including that top lane, which is I expected to be the fastest there. Especially late in this run. But great job on your part, man. Congratulations on a fourth-place finish, and shout out to whoever you like to.
I appreciate it, man. I'll give a shout-out to Pedro and always been on board. Shout-out to everybody here in the league. I appreciate the guys coming out every weekend, kind of run this. I've always enjoyed this. All the other admins, appreciate you putting on broadcast. I always love going back and watch it. I think you're one of the best around. And that'll be it, man. Just appreciate everybody coming out. Hope to see everybody out next week.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Congratulations on a fourth-place run.
I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Jimmy Coleman finishing in the fourth position, so we'll jump up to our second-place finisher. I knew I'd still say third for some daggum reason. Let's bring him up, and that is Pedro Mohica. Pedro, congratulations. You still second place here tonight, but a great race. Obviously, some strategy. You felt probably that you weren't as fast as Daniel there as in that first run, so you came and got tires there at lap 12. I couldn't help but think that it had to be disappointing for you not to get that stage win.
Yeah, Chris, no, that was a little bit of a surprise. I thought, well, I was a little surprised, but then when I thought about it, how far back I was on the restart, and really the tires, when I looked at the tire wear, it wasn't really that bad. I was 97 on the rights percentage-wise. So I kind of knew it was probably going to be hard. I was like, I think I could at least get to Daniel, and hopefully I get to him soon enough that I could get by him. But unfortunately, as soon as the green went, I could tell it was going to be tough. So I really had to drive kind of harder than I wanted to through the field. And then unfortunately, by the time I got to Daniel, tires evened out, and he was able to roll the top pretty good there, and I couldn't get enough drive off the corner to get around him. So, I guess I should have tried a slide job at least once, or maybe one time there. I could have maybe done it, but it was a little bit of a bummer, but with that, try to do something different. I didn't think it's hard to pass here at Iowa, and Daniel had the track position. I don't think he was going to get away from me if we would have went green the whole way. I think it would have been about the same, probably close to at least within a second. But I figured, got a couple wins, might as well try something different than what everybody else is doing,
Right.
And in the end, I ended up stealing second.
Really?
Macklin had an issue there, but we were running top three the whole race, so tried something, didn't quite work out, but still come home with a second place finish. Hey, man, it's not too bad. I think I mentioned it at Richmond. These kind of tracks aren't really my best. I can be fast, but yeah, it's like the last half of the first half of the run, I'm just as good, as anybody, but the second half of the run and a little bit off. So. We're close, so we'll keep working on it, man.
The obvious question I want to ask here, too, is that pass for the lead when he was able to get around you on the long run there after the pit stop. It looked like maybe turn 3 might have overdrove a little bit, and I saw the front end kind of slide up a little bit because I know the groove here, it's so tight up in that top side at 3, you almost got to put the left side tires right on that line. going around 3 and 4. It seemed like it kind of slid up a little bit on you there. Was that the difference in allowing him to get up there above, or to complete the pass instead of you continuing to fight him maybe a little bit?
I think the biggest thing is he had about 13 lap better tires.
That
than I
too,
did.
but I mean,
and, he wasn't as far back compared to how far back I was, and I mean, essentially that's what I was thinking. I was like, technically, the beginning of the race, I was in the same situation he was at the end after green flag stops, but he came out behind us with not as much people to pass, and people were on either really old tires or, essentially, it wasn't as hard for him to pass people and get to us versus when I pitted, everybody had 10 lap older tires, but they cooled off a little bit with that caution. So, I tried to race him. Daniel races me hard, so I try to race him hard back, but I knew it was a losing battle, just because he had way fresher tires, so he had way better drive off the corner. But hey, we tried, and like you said, yeah, I was a little tight. That was definitely affecting me there, just being tight entry to center.
Well, so it was a great race on your end, man. Congratulations on the run, and shout out to who liked you, bud.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Just tap out Tuning and V Performance Academy for being on the car. Appreciate their support. Michael Sharp for let me drive for him and the team, and appreciate what he does. Without him, I wouldn't be in this series, so appreciate him investing in me. So yeah, put a good show on for you, Sharpie. FEG for sponsoring the Sunday deal. It's I say it every week. It's really cool what they do with the awards. Quite a bit different than a lot of leagues, but I think it's great. Definitely gives people, no matter where they're running, hope to win something big. Trey Etzen for painting the car. Appreciate him for doing that. Joey, Jimmy Coleman and all the admins at Sim500 for running the series and putting up with everything that we throw at them guys. So appreciate what they do. Chris, appreciate what you do, putting the broadcasts on. You do a great job, man. So I appreciate you. Hopefully we put on good shows for you to broadcast to the fans. And then everybody on Team Name, say it every week, man. We have a lot of fun with racing each other and communicating with each other. We race each other real hard, but we have a lot of fun doing it and push each other to the limit. So appreciate those guys and the fun banter that we have during the races.
All right, man. Well, great job tonight. Congratulations on your top two.
Thanks.
All right. Pedro Mohica finishing in the second position this evening after a late race spin, or last lap spin, I should say, by what would have been second place finisher Brian Macklin, but unfortunately falls to third. But either way, this guy was going to victory lane tonight. Daniel Falkingham bounces back after those two rough races. He was so daggum angry. Rumor has it he ran 10,000 laps at Iowa. I'm kidding. I don't know if he really did that or not. But either way, man, you've bounced back, and welcome back to victory lane.
Appreciate it. No, I didn't even start a single lap before I even got in here, so just like to do it naturally. But it feels good to get back to where we belong. After having a rough last 2 weeks, definitely been trying to figure that out. Definitely got to get better at those kind of tracks. I'm definitely glad to get back to where we deserve to be, and glad we could have another good show with Macklin, Pedro, and all them guys, and glad we could bring it home again.
Yeah, I got to say the strategy obviously was a little different tonight. Pedro decided to pit there at lap 12. He had to work through traffic a little bit and, put on a fight with you. But unfortunately, I think his tires finally evened out there and allowed you to pull away there. And, of course, you got to pull the same strategy, about 12 to 13 lap newer tires. You had less cars to to pass, like he said. And then it looked like the moment you definitely had to get him was when he slid up the track just a slight bit. And I think it helped you just roll that bottom with the newer tires and was able to slide up and clear.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely much easier to pass with us being under green and stuff. And I think a lot of difference is, I don't know, just Pedro was in so much dirty air too, and just honestly the top, like when the race started out, the track was a little bit hotter, so it actually felt more free. Like, 'cause I was pushing, me and EJ were having a heck of a race. You kept bumping me in the corner, tried to do some slide jobs, had a nice little battle there.
Yeah.
And then what was it? We eventually pulled away from him. Then I just kept ripping that top, and I guess the top was just the way to be because, and honestly, I was burning off my right rear so much trying to hold off EJ. It actually helped my car rotate. Yes, I would, if I overset the mark, I'd be sliding a lot and overheat the right rear, but honestly, it helped me turn a lot, and I think that helped me stay ahead of Pedro because if I would have been a lot more plowing on the right front, he might have gotten around me. So definitely, I don't know if it's something I found, but definitely learned a few things at Iowa for sure. But yeah, it was definitely a fun race, and you never know these different strategy calls. It's always like the draw, it seems to be.
Right. And I got to say, obviously, the battle with EJ, you made a comment of that. I actually started to worry a little bit as he caught you. I'm like, don't tell me this car's falling off again on him. But I was in my head saying that because I would have felt terrible for you. But, hey, great job tonight. I hate to break the news to you, but the next 2 weeks are mile-and-a-half tracks again. That's
perfectly fine. Like I think we'll be fine at the mile and a half. I mean, it's just, I think we won at Vegas. We won at a few other places. I definitely feel like we can get back to where we were. It's just a lot of stuff on my part that I need to rectify. And plus, I ran the wrong steering ratio with Charlotte. So, but yeah, definitely, I think we can get back to where we should be on the mile and a half. So I don't even know what the next two races are. So, but I think we're gonna have some fun either way.
I'll let you go find out. Nice job tonight, man. Shouts who you like to.
Yeah, sure thing. First race Bay laps 207 for all their support. Oh, and also January 31st. I got to thank you for another broadcast. You're doing the one-man show as always. Everyone at Sim500, all the admins, everyone who races each and every week. Team name, Chad, Josh, Pedro, Kevin, Rich Beasley, Doy Woods, everyone over there. Got to thank everyone at North Force Racing, Preston Gilson, the whole crew over there, and all my teammates over there. David Shieldhouse, Colton Salick, Tyler Gary, Daniel Bedfugo, and Parker White. Big race coming up in a few weeks for our start of round 2. All of us, all my teammates and myself, all are in round 2 of Road to Pro. So we're looking forward to hanging into the first race in a couple of weeks, starting in July. So making our way closer to contender at the end of the year. So hopefully we can carry that momentum. And just proud to be with that team. Proud to work with all those guys. So thanks to everyone over there for all their support and allowing me to do this stuff. Thanks to all the fans who watch each and every week. Shout out to Cosman for painting my cars. And shout out to friends and family for watching.
There you go, my man. Well, great job tonight. Congrats on the win, and go celebrate.
All right, you have a good one, Chris.
You too, buddy. Daniel Falkingham, the winner tonight here at the Virtual Iowa Speedway. As 9th win of the season. Him and Pedro have had 11 straight wins, basically, in this series. The only other winner, 2 winners, I should say, in the series so far this season, Josh Parker and EJ O'Rourke. That's it. 4 winners so far this season. So, needless to say, when the playoffs get here in 3 weeks, it'll be mostly cars that qualified through points when it's all said and done. But what a great race it was tonight. Awesome to be back and be a part of the fun. And, again, congratulations to Daniel and all the crew tonight that went out there and raced. It was a fantastic race. But next week, we hit the Bluegrass State. Real horsepower, sort of. You know, they got the horses. We got cars. So we'll go to Kentucky Speedway virtually and go racing there under, I don't know if it'll be a day race or under the lights. We'll see. But we'll be there coming up here next Sunday evening, 8:45 Eastern Time here on the Captain Esports Network, on the Twitch page, on the YouTube page, Facebook, and wherever else that somehow I get shown at. You never know. So with that said, that will do it for tonight. I will see you later on this week as always. And remember, this isn't just a game. It's iRacing. See ya!